Welcome back to Hollywood Bulletin, where the spotlight never dims and the legends live on. Today, we're diving into the incredible rise and dramatic fall of one of the most iconic voices in American sports history, the one and only Howard Cosell. He was a man who survived death threats, stood up for civil rights, and defended Muhammad Ali when the entire nation turned against him. He stared down network bosses, critics, and angry fans, always telling it like it is. But on one fateful night in September, just 6 words would shatter everything he built. A comment during a football broadcast that would go on to end his career and ignite one of the biggest controversies in television history. So, what exactly did he say that brought down this broadcasting giant? And who came to his defense? What you're about to hear will surprise you. Howard Cosell was born Howard William Cohen on March 25, 1918, in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, to Jewish immigrant parents who had fled Eastern Europe in search of a better life. His father, Isidore, worked as an accountant, and his mother, Nellie, was a homemaker. Believing firmly in the power of education, his family moved to Brooklyn, New York, when Howard was just 3 years old. It was there in the tough neighborhoods of Brooklyn that Howard sharpened his wit and learned the power of language. While other kids fought with fists, Howard fought with words. He devoured books, quoted literature, and never backed down from an argument. That same confidence, some would call it arrogance, would become his trademark for decades to come. As a young man, he attended NYU, earning both an English literature degree and a law degree. He changed his name from Cohen to Cosell, citing his grandfather's original Polish name as inspiration. But the change was also strategic, a move to stand out in a world where ethnic names often limited careers. Cosell wasn't looking to blend in. He wanted to dominate. His early years as a lawyer were successful. He represented major clients, including baseball icon Willie Mays, but it wasn't enough. Cosell craved something bigger, something more public. By 1953, his life changed when he was offered an unpaid position on a BC radio, hosting a show where Little League kids interviewed Major League Baseball players. He worked days as a lawyer and nights in radio, hustling for 3 years without pay, knowing this was his ticket in. And then he found his voice, not just literally, but journalistically. When Yankees player Hank Bauer casually criticized his manager on air, Cosell realized that live conversation revealed powerful truths. It was then he knew sports broadcasting wasn't just about the games. It was about the people, the politics, the humanity behind it all. Soon, he launched Speaking of Sports, which ran for decades. Unlike other broadcasters who played it safe, Cosell dove headfirst in the controversy, asking hard questions and refusing to be a cheerleader. His fierce, no-nonsense style earned him both praise and hate in equal measure. Some called him the most hated man in sports. Others called him the conscience of American sports. And no one embodied that balance better than his relationship with Muhammad Ali. When the world rejected Ali's name change and later his refusal to be drafted into the Vietnam War, Cosell stood alone in his corner. He defended Ali on live television, calling out racism and injustice when it would have been easier to stay silent. That bond lasted decades. They teased each other, challenged each other, but always respected each other. Their banter was electric, their friendship unbreakable. When Ali was banned from boxing, Cosell kept him in the public eye. He gave him a platform when no one else would. Then came Monday Night Football. In 1970, ABC hired Cosell to revolutionize how Americans watched the NFL. He was loud, opinionated, and unlike any other voice in the booth. With Frank Gifford and Doane Meredith beside him, Cosell helped turn the show into a national obsession. He brought humor, drama, and fire to every broadcast, delivering iconic lines like he could go all the way. And down goes Frazier. His voice didn't just narrate games, it etched them into history. But Cosell wasn't without enemies. Sports writers, athletes, even fellow broadcasters clashed with him. He fought with Dick Young in a headline-grabbing feud. He called out the rise of jukeracy, untrained ex-athletes becoming broadcasters, believing the job should go to real journalists. He was brash, combative, and impossible to ignore. Behind the scenes, though, Cosell was different. Quiet, deeply devoted to his wife, Emmy, who followed him everywhere. He once said he wouldn't cross the Triborough Bridge without her. When Emmy died in 1990, the tough-talking Cosell fell apart. His health deteriorated rapidly. Within 2 years, he retired. The man who had once defined sports broadcasting was now fading from public view. But there was one moment, one devastating moment, that changed everything. On September 5, 1983, during a Monday Night Football game, Cosell described Washington wide receiver Alvin Garrett as "that little monkey gets loose, doesn't he?" The backlash was instant. Phones at a BC lit up. Newspapers exploded. Civil rights leaders like Joseph Lowry demanded an apology. Cosell's defenders rushed to his side. Muhammad Ali, Jesse Jackson, and even Alvin Garrett himself, who said he wasn't offended. But it didn't matter. The outrage had taken hold. Cosell explained he had used the phrase before, even for white players and his own grandchildren. But the damage was done. In a media storm that grew louder by the day, Cosell stepped away from Monday Night Football. After 13 years, his era was over. Though he continued on radio, his voice, once the loudest in sports, was never the same. In his final years, Cosell battled cancer, heart disease, and the heartbreak of losing Emmy. He died in 1995 at the age of 77. His legacy remains polarizing, part pioneer, part pariah. But whether you love him or hated him, Howard Cosell changed the game forever. He made sports broadcasting sharper, bolder, and braver. And that's the incredible story of Howard Cosell, a man who redefined sports journalism, stood for justice, and paid the ultimate price for his honesty. If you were moved by this journey through history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Hollywood Bulletin, and tap that notification bell so you never miss another untold story from the world of entertainment and beyond.